Hello everyone and welcome. Today I bring you a video which is a tag Q&A, and this was arranged by Soraya. I shall be linking everything in the description so you can go and have a look. See if you want to join in and have a go yourself. Have fun doing a page or answering the Q&A. I hope you'll stick around to see what interests me about space and the space theme, whilst I colour in Gabi Wolf's Minimania too. So let's see what page I selected. I've already started, and I picked this little cute bunny with his telescope, and this very much represents me in my youth. I was a stargazer. So today I'm just going to do a little bit of silver work with my Uniball Signo pen while I answer the questions. So this is for Spacetember 2024 hashtag. Question 1. What is your favourite memory related to space? Well, there really is so much. There are so many. So many memories. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see a little bit better. Okay, that's a little bit closer. Yeah, so as I was saying, I was an avid stargazer in my youth, and I would spend the night watching a lunar eclipse. And it was the most amazing thing. I was on my own till 4 AM and I watched the whole entire process, and it was just amazing. I never felt anything like it. Even the solar eclipses were not as spectacular as the lunar eclipse. It's because of the colour that the moon goes, and there's just something so calming about it. Then of course there's things like seeing your first shooting star. One Christmas, I think it might have even been our first proper Christmas together, Mr. B very kindly got me a reflecting telescope for Christmas. And one of the most amazing things we saw were Jupiter's moons through that very small telescope. And all 4 of the moons, or satellites, were lined up. And that was amazing. That really was something very special. And another amazing fortunate time for me was meeting astronomer Heather Cooper at the London Planetarium, and that was in 1988. That was a very special moment. She is a truly wonderful science communicator, and that's in her field of astronomy. She was the equivalent to America's Carl Sagan, and I was very, very lucky to have her sign my popular astronomy magazine. I've obviously had to blank out my name. It's not really B, in case you hadn't realised. Anyway, this is an amazing coincidence. I happened to look out last night and see the Pleiades, the 7 sisters. Truly beautiful. So I obviously liked space a lot and enjoyed going to the Science Museum in London. But I suppose favourite memories have to be receiving my honours degree at university. But to trump that, he was actually watching the Rendezvous Houston concert for the very first time. And that was in 1986. And I shall be mentioning that a little bit later on. Okay, this is a fun question. Question 2. What is your favourite space movie? Wow, again, so many, including Stargate and Wall-E, Muppets from Space, we have Men in Black, Moon, Gravity. Favourite Star Wars movie was A New Hope. That was the only one I saw in the cinema with my family. Star Trek 6, most people say number 2, but for me it was number 6. Blade Runner, I didn't want to mention this because they didn't really go off-world, but it's really cool. I have to mention Silent Running. Those cute little robots, Huey, Louie and Dewey. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. But I prefer factual. So my top favourites go to Hidden Figures and Apollo 13. Question 3. This is another good one. What is your favourite space TV series? Okay, to the fun stuff. I have 2 comedies which were a huge part of my early life and still are. So that's The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's so brilliant. We've been rewatching it again on the TV. And UK's Red Dwarf. Absolutely fabulous. Love me a bit of Red Dwarf. I also enjoyed Forbidden Planet. And then later came along the wonderful Third Rock from the Sun. Absolutely brilliant. I just really loved that first episode where they're so innocent and green and naive and they're just learning everything. Yeah, it somehow makes me feel not quite so alone. So I'm just as lost as they are sometimes. So I feel right at home here. The UK Adventure Game was on in the UK quite early on in the 80s. That was fun. So that was like a quiz task game show. And then of course there's Battlestar Galactica. You have got things like the animation series Futurama. Love me a bit of Leela. She's feisty. Wish I was more like her. So that's Futurama. And we also have, I think is brilliant, the Star Trek Lower Decks series. And in my youth I also used to watch G-Force. But the significant series that got me into studying space science, in case you haven't figured that out from question 1, was Carl Sagan's The Cosmos. He was brilliant. And then of course Heather Cooper's The Planets and the Stars here in the UK. So that's your fun and your factual TV series. Question 4. What is your favourite colouring book or page? Well, I do not have very many with space images in it. So I'm going to say a selection of books as follows. And these are pages that I would like to colour. So this is a Korean book. And it's this one. It has some sort of galaxy-esque kind of starry sky. Nice Christmas page. We also have from Korea Desert Fox. Lovely moon page. And also from Korea we have Rowan's old book. This one just resonated with me. This was me waiting for bus, listening to music in my own little world, and you've got the planets and things like that, stars. It's very colourful. Looking forward to colouring that page. I'm also looking forward to colouring in this Korean book. It's watercolour, or you can use pencils. Struggling to get it. I'll find the right page. So this pretty moon page. So looking forward to that. We have the fun Wallace and Gromit, the official colouring book. And it would be fun to colour that, wouldn't it? The rocket and Wallace and Gromit on the moon, eating their cheese. Up next we have Benny Blue by Christine Caron. And he's asleep in the moon. It's very sweet. He's got his teddy, blue moon and stars. Or he's blue. I don't know if the moon is blue. This is another fun one. My Looney Tunes Volume 2. And I'd like to do Marvin the Martian. And he's got his telescope. Telescope seems to pop up quite a lot in my wish list of pages. Curious Creatures by Creative Haven. So we've got spaceships and some sort of alien landscape with all the critters. So that's fun. We have Cozy Spaces by Coco Wyo. And there's another telescope page with the moon. We've even got the Earth there. So that'd be good to do. Get round to that one day. R.J. Hampson. He has Moonlight Mischief. And we have Star Catcher. We have the observatory again. There's a theme here, isn't there? And we have the astronaut spacewalk. That's really cool because the first commercial spacewalks just happened this week. So we're living through historic times. Art Makers Moonlight, there's loads in here, but I'll just pick one out at random. It's got glitter on it already. Anyway, that would be fun. Swirly Moon. And my largest book, Verticals by Abby Ducker. We have, looks like some sort of space station. Be fun to get round to that one day, wouldn't it? We have some fun smaller books. Autumn Hooga with Colouring Book Cafe. And it's another telescope. Galaxy Sky, your moon, with the cute foxy and ducky. And the snail. Yeah. Looking forward to doing that one. Gummy and Pecky. And Viva Tinta. There's just so many, I get confused, so I have to check. Lovely, cute book. And this is Teddy, Space Teddy. I think it's another duck up there, isn't it? Visiting alien friends on some planets. That's fun. Looking forward to that one. And then we have Bold and Easy Doodles, this cover page. Got aliens. and that's by Cozy Colouring Studio. It's a mixed book. Next up we have cute mandalas, and it's a lovely space page with astronauts, rockets and the moon. So that's fun. And then we have April's Forest Girl. This is so famous, this set of books. So beautiful bedroom with the moon and the stars. This is the most famous I've seen and beautifully done. April's Forest Girl again. And this is the stunning galaxy page. It's so daunting, but wouldn't it be fantastic to be able to complete that? The shooting stars. Really beautiful. I managed to find some more books in my collection, and this one is Diddy Plum's Fluffy Times Cute Friends Colouring Book. And on the cover we have a cute picture to do. We have stars and moons, and they're all plushies by the look of it, and there's a page in here that you can colour. And I also found this cute page, so it's like it's in one of those machines and you win a stuffy. So that's cute with the stars and the moon stars. That's a really cute page. Sachin Sativa's Forest Friends. So super cute colouring book, and they are around a campfire and it's night time, and then there's your lovely stars. So that's one of your images, like that. So that would be cute to colour, wouldn't it? Get a lovely glow effect. This one is Cosmos Star, and they're in the rocket. You've got planets and you've got the shooting stars. A little spacecraft, and you obviously got spacesuits. So that's really fun. And even constellations. So they would count, constellations would count as well. This one's sweet with them all on the clouds with their stars. It's really cute with them catching the stars on the moon. And another one I found was this one with a cozying up, sleeping under the stars. Question 5. What are your favourite art supplies? Well, I suppose it would be, for galaxy backgrounds, Neocolor 2 crayons and some watercolour paint. But I have used Prismacolor pencils to create a galaxy within an object. I'll just show you the page. So we have The Magical Colours of Fairies by Angela Gonzalez. And I did my little galaxy snail. You may have seen him before. It's just Prismacolor pencil and white pen and a little bit of glitter pen. So that's nice and fun to do. Question 6. What are your favourite colouring pages? And we have Terence and Roxy. And I did this little page with watercolour, Neocolor 2s, Winsor & Newton pans, and a lot of stickles and some metallic pens. So that was fun. Tried the salt effect, trying to be a bit more galaxy-like. your Yuri sketch mouse. And as an observer, it's another telescope. So I think it was polychromos pencils and some metallic paint. And I just did it sketchily. There's another observatory one. That's nice. And I tried the galaxy background effect for the stars in Winnie the Bear by Colouring Book Cafe. And I did the Van Gogh Starry Night. Caran d'Ache Neocolour 2 crayons for the sky. But I suppose my favourite has to be from Romantic Country, The Second Tale by Erie. And it is the moon. Okay, you still with us? Question 7. What do you love about the space theme? Well, to simplify, let's have a look at my very simple diagram. I can hear you groaning, but bear with. This is my life, the universe, and everything diagram. And where they overlap, you've got 42 in the middle. That's my little nod to The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and Douglas Adams. But here we've got life, so people, observers, astronauts, explorers, aliens, the animals and plant life. Then you've got everything, which is the engineering, hardware, rockets, spacecraft, rover, launch pad, tower, spacecraft, telescopes, robots, equipment, space station, that kind of thing. But this question says, what do you love about it? So for me, I prefer the romantic stuff, the actual space stuff, the celestial objects. So that would be this part, the universe, the cosmos, celestial, galaxies, stars, planets, sun and the moon, solar system, nebulae, and that would include your dark matter, of course. So you've got eclipses, aurora, shooting stars here as well. So I prefer to colour these astronomical themes. So that's what I'm getting at. But I did used to be into the spacecraft and the hardware rather than the aliens. Question 8. What is your favourite space quote? Well, I've already mentioned The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, so the main one has to be, don't panic. And as someone that has anxiety, and I know a lot of people do have anxiety, it's always been there, and it's always been a little bit of a joke. The other one from The Hitchhikers is Space Cookies, but the wonderful Carl Sagan said, we are all made of star stuff. So I'm going to go with that. Question 9. Would you travel in a spaceship? I'd like to think the young me would have done, especially to the moon, but the current me, not so much. It's too claustrophobic. And now for some extra bonus questions I have made up. Feel free to include them if you make a video. And I forgot to mention, this is open to everyone, this video tag. So feel free to join in if you have a channel. Question 10 is a bonus question. What is your favourite space computer game? Well, way back on the BBC Acorn, there was Meteors and Space Invaders, and then on to the arcade games Phoenix, and later Douglas Adams brought us Starship Titanic, an adventure game in space. Lots of fun. Bonus question number 11. What is your favourite space storybook? A novel, say. So me, it has to be The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I grew up with it, so from the radio series play through to cassettes, CDs, I've had it on vinyl and in book form. So that's my number one. I also have loved reading Red Dwarf. There's various books like that. It will be no surprise to say that I've also enjoyed Futurama, comics, Leela, looking very Star Trek there. Snazzy spacesuits. So, Futurama comics. For factual books, I guess it would have to be starting with this one. This is where it all started. The Observer's Book of Astronomy with Patrick Moore. So constellations and things, the moon, that sort of thing. And then I just collected lots of astronomy magazines in my youth and in my teens, into my 20s. My mum got me this for Christmas. It's by Heather Cooper. It's a lovely pop-up. Big Bang. Galaxies. Whoa. Lots of crazy things going on in the universe. Saturn. So, yeah. I was a little bit obsessed in my teens. And then we have factual books. So photos from the International Space Station by Chris Hadfield. Just amazing. Scenes of our beautiful planet. He is one of my favourite astronauts, as is Mike Massimo, who helped to fix Space Hubble telescope. Okay, question 12. This one sent me down a rabbit hole majorly. What is your favourite space toy? And they've all been either Airfix, I had an Airfix space shuttle, or Lego. So we've enjoyed building Saturn V rocket, the lunar lander, the International Space Station and things like that. Question 13. What is your favourite space food? Well, we haven't really had that, have we? Very much of it, but I'm going to say space dust, that popping candy that was around at the time that Star Wars A New Hope came out. So that was in the 1970s. Bonus question number 14. What is your favourite space song? So for me that would be Walking on the Moon by The Police. We're nearly there now, guys. Just one more question to go. Question 15. What is your favourite space instrumental music? And that would be Vangelis and Brian Eno. But to tie everything together, and this ties us in with the very first question, that would be Jean-Michel Jarre. This follows on from my answer to question 1. The Americans amongst us may remember a tiny, that's a joke, a record-breaking free live outdoor concert called Rendezvous Houston. Jean-Michel Jarre was invited to perform a huge show in April 1986 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Houston, Texas, and NASA's 25th anniversary. It was also the release of Jarre's new album, Rendezvous. So this is the CD. I have the album version in vinyl format as well, but it's in storage right now. So this is a re-release. It's all about NASA. And what's so special about it, these are the astronauts who were on board Challenger. And on the 28th of January 1986, there was a disaster. And if you remember, they didn't make it. So the album and the concert were dedicated to these astronauts who were on board the Space Shuttle Challenger during that fatal launch. The plan was to have Ron McNair go into space and play his saxophone. This is Ron playing his saxophone. It's a dinky one there. I have a book. Where's a better picture? Let me get the book. So I'll just quickly show the Houston, Texas section. This is about the concert. They used the skyline to project images, laser show, lights, fireworks, with the space theme because it was to do with NASA. Look at the size of the fireworks. It was incredible. So here we go. So astronaut Ron McNair is rehearsing his saxophone in the simulator. And he would practice every day until launch day came. So when the inevitable happened, Jean-Michel said, "Oh, should we go ahead with the concert?" And fortunately, they came round and did it anyway. So that's why it was dedicated to all those on board Challenger. So it was just an incredible thing, and it was all for free. The audience were just sat outside watching it. They had someone else playing Ron's part. So you may find out more about this on Wikipedia. And Jean-Michel says, "See you in 150 years, maybe." And so these are some of the singles, and it says here, this record is dedicated to Ron McNair and the 6 astronauts who died on board Challenger shuttle on 28th January 1986. But the music is very emotional. It is very beautiful, even though it's very sad. So it says here, last rendezvous, Ron's piece. This piece was specially composed for Ron to play on his saxophone in orbit and was to become the first musical piece played and recorded in space. So it was supposed to be some sort of history being made there. Ron was so excited about this piece that he rehearsed it continuously in quarantine whilst preparing for the mission. May the memory of my friend, the astronaut and the musician Ron McNair live on through this music. And that's by Jean-Michel Jarre. And I too shall never forget that concert or what happened to Space Shuttle Challenger. But onwards we go. Space is to be explored and to be coloured. Thank you for watching, and if you've got this far, please leave a star emoji in the comments below. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your support and happy colouring.